Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a long time since I've been on here, and as you guys can see, I'm in a different room. I just recently moved into my apartment and I'm so excited to be back on YouTube. I'm waiting to kind of start some of my channel back up and start reconnecting with my passion for video. So here we are. In today's video, I wanted to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart. Something that I went through last month that was incredibly difficult, and that is a tonsillectomy. Now, what is a tonsillectomy? A tonsillectomy is basically a procedure in which you get your tonsils removed. Most people get their tonsillectomy done when they're really young because it's a lot easier of a surgery if you get it done when you're really little. However, I did not get to get mine out until a month ago, and I'm the ripe age of 20 years old. So I was looking before the surgery to kind of see what people were talking about on YouTube to see how the surgery would be, and I realized there weren't just a ton of videos for people who are older about tonsillectomies. So I kind of wanted to come on here and make this video so if you, a person who may be getting one as an older person, you have a reference kind of to go off of. So here's my experience with my tonsillectomy. I have been trying to get my tonsils out since I was very young. I had horrible tonsils my whole life. I tried to get them out twice. Once when I was about 10 years old, and then again when I was about 16. Both times they said I couldn't have it done because I didn't have enough infections per year, and also because they said I would grow into my tonsils. At past 16, it gets kind of dangerous to, or it starts getting dangerous to remove your tonsils. So that's why they don't really recommend it beyond that point, but it's something that I've wanted to have done for a long time. Some of my symptoms that I had, so I wouldn't get a ton of infections from my tonsils, but however, I did have a few problems that were staring me in the face constantly. Bad breath, tonsil stones, which is where debris gets stuck in your tonsils. I snored at night. I would sleep with my mouth wide open. I'd wake up with dry throat. When I would get sick, my tonsils would expand and swell up, and they would touch each other, so there would be times where I could barely breathe. So there were a lot of issues that I had with my tonsils. So I went in for a consultation and I talked to the doctor, and he said, well, you seem pretty sure that you want to get it done, and you do have some symptoms here that kind of, you know, I can tell that you're ready to get them out, that you had some infections this year, and I have had more infections this year. So I was like, yes, please get them out. The first thing to know, not only did I get a tonsillectomy, I got an adenoidectomy. So an adenoidectomy is basically where they take out your adenoids, which are more up above your palate, and they help prevent when you have them removed, it helps prevent so many ear infections. Now, I never got ear infections, but they were massive, and he said if I see, my doctor said if I see these tonsils and I look and the adenoids are huge, I'm going to take them out too, just get it all out. So I went in for the procedure about a month ago. I had one pre-op for it, and that was pretty quick and easy. It wasn't too big of a deal. They just checked to see, make sure I knew what I was going to be doing, and then I went in for surgery.
Hello everyone, so tomorrow I'm going to be going in for a tonsillectomy / adenoidectomy, and I'm being very reflective tonight on several things. Becoming reflective for a couple of reasons. One, I'm interested to see how my throat changes, since right now I'm very nasally and very throaty, and so I'm interested to see if my voice changes at all or if it clears up. That'll be fun. You know, something's different about being 20 and being on laughing gas and having a surgery that's meant for 6-year-olds at age 20. All of that to say this. Please be in prayer for me as I do this tomorrow. And also, I don't know, I'm just excited. I'm going to Snapchat all of this tomorrow. Yeah, I'm excited and also terrified. That is all I have for tonight, folks, but I will see you all tomorrow when I am on laughing gas and feeling very good and drugged up.
So surgery, I went in and I had first an IV put in my arm. If you know anything about me, you know I hate IVs, so that was probably the toughest part. And then they just had me do pre-op for about an hour and a half. And then I went into the procedure. I had general anesthesia. Procedure was maybe an hour and a half. In the process, they took out my tonsils, they took out my adenoids, and they took some tissue from the back of my tongue out. This is because I had extra tissue welling up in there, and they just decided it was better to take it out. So after I came out, I was feeling pretty groggy, as you do when you come off of anesthesia. and but I was feeling okay. I was very numb. All of my throat kind of hurt, and I was very numb. But the one thing I could notice right off the bat was that my uvula and the rest of my throat was very swollen. My uvula was like, I mean, so incredibly swollen. Like I was having a hard time breathing. But day one honestly wasn't that bad. I went home kind of nauseous, and I wasn't. It wasn't too bad. I was able to sip on some drinks and stuff. I had a little bit of a Baja Blast because I love Taco Bell. I was just barely sipping on water at all. It kind of burned and had ice chips and things like that. So first night, not a ton of pain, but when it started wearing off, let me tell you, it was awful, horrendous amount of pain. I was taking hydrocodone every 4 hours, like on the dot every 4 hours, and then at nighttime, when it finally hit the first night, I didn't sleep very much at all. It was hard to sleep. I would sleep on and off, and my mom was watching over me, so that was good. But the problem was that my uvula was creating so much of a, like, so much, I don't know, there was just so much swelling in there that I couldn't breathe very well, and I had a lot of mucus, so it was very hard to like sit there and not be able to like get the mucus up and just sit. That's so gross, but just sit and be like so the first night was pretty rough, but that was kind of like the first big chunk of the procedure. So the second big part of the procedure was the day 2 to like day 5. These have got to be the worst days of my life, y'all. This was probably the roughest thing I have ever experienced.
This is the first day I've kind of been able to talk so far, and I still can't really talk because I've got lots of stuff going on in the back of my throat, right? I still feel kind of weird, sound kind of weird. But let me tell you, this has been the worst time. I'm in so much pain, have been in so much pain for the last few days. And I knew it was going to be bad, but whoo boy. I did not know how bad it was going to be.
I've not experienced a ton of pain in my life. I haven't had to go through too many surgeries, thank God. But this was rough, y'all. When they say tonsillectomies are tough, they are. They are so tough. Second day, it was just me laying on the couch feeling miserable. I couldn't eat anything. I would try to drink stuff, and it was so hard. It was so hard to drink stuff. I resorted to eating ice chips barely because it was just so sore that anything I had just felt terrible. So the second day was pretty rough. That night I was getting really hungry though, and I don't think I was quite used to not eating yet, so I had some broth. I kind of got some broth down, and that was good. And then day 3 was really bad. So day 3, I woke up feeling pretty nauseous, and I got sick twice. That was tough because I was finally starting to get some scabs forming, and when I would get sick, the scabs would come off, part of them would come off, and I couldn't really get everything quite going where it needed to. Some stuff would come up my nose. That's TMI, I know, I'm so sorry. But I need you to understand how rough this process was. It was just really, it felt awful. And I mean, I was dehydrated, I wasn't able to eat very much, so you know, it was just really bad. So I ended up taking some medication for it to help calm everything down. And then again, just keeping the pills coming. And I did alternate at this point, between Tylenol and hydrocodone, because you're not allowed to have ibuprofen. It's a blood thinner. You want your scabs to come off and have no bleeding. So day 4 and 5 were still miserable because I was finally starting to reduce the swelling, but it was in so much pain. I remember my whole jaw was swollen, and I had an ice pack on me forever. Anytime that I was not like eating something, or even sometimes when I was, I had an ice pack on my face. So my pro tip to you guys is to get an ice pack that you can put on your face. I had one for my wisdom teeth. That really helped me during the process of getting better. Another thing to know, even though you don't feel like it, liquids, I was trying so hard to drink my water, and honestly, there were things I noticed that made it burn worse. I don't know if this is everybody. For me, chocolate made it burn worse. I tried to drink protein shakes to help out with the clotting, and also with just filling me up since I couldn't eat, and it made it worse. Chocolate I couldn't do. I wasn't good with the fruit juices, they burned. So, and maybe I'm just weak, maybe I'm just weak and I can't take it, but I was just in so much pain that I didn't want to. So definitely water, ice chips, vanilla protein shake did pretty good. So I tried to drink as much liquids as I could. The last, like, week and a half were interesting because I wasn't hurting as much. I felt a little bit better, but I still couldn't eat. I couldn't open my mouth very far. That was about the limit of my mouth, like right here.
Hello everybody, we are in day 7 or 8 of recovery. I went to the doctor today to get checked up on. Everything was good. On the road to recovery, so woo, my voice is still wrecked. It does not sound good. It's fine. But I'm over the worst part of the surgery and recovery period, so that's good.
So I started having to do stretches. After I went to my post-op, my doctor was like, you need to do your stretches, so I would stretch my jaw out where I could. That whole process was just like very difficult because after not eating anything for a week or two, you start to get really, not only really hungry, but just like frustrated that you can't eat anything. And I'm somebody who likes food a lot, so this was just a very trying time for me. Still couldn't talk very well. My voice was very muted, very quiet for a long time because I just felt like I couldn't quite get the words out, couldn't get the pitch out of my voice, so very muted. But I finally started, recovering the last few days of it. And then about 2 weeks, at the 2 weeks mark, I started really feeling better.
Right, y'all, it is day 14, I think, and my voice is kind of back to normal now. Woo! I can't eat everything yet. Big things I can't eat, like sandwiches, lots of bread, and I'm having trouble tasting most things. But other than that, most of the pain has gone away. I can talk. I can't sing yet, but we're gonna get there. So yeah, tonsillectomy.
Now, it's been a month since my surgery, and I have still not felt 100% back to where I was. I was very tired for the first 3 weeks. My taste buds have changed. I don't know if that's attributed to the tissue they took out in the back of my tongue or what, but I'm not able to really taste chocolate quite right. As I told you guys, it burned my throat. It still tastes like kind of bitter right now. Coke I've not been able to drink because it doesn't taste like much. Meat was also one of those, but after about 3 weeks I was able to start eating some meat again.
Just to update you guys, I went to my 1 month post-op today, and my doctor told me that my taste should be back to normal within the next few months. That is Amy gurgling in the background.
And now my throat looks completely healed in the back. There is some tissue that's still hanging out, and it's still a little bit of soreness, but in terms of singing and talking, I've been able to do that just fine. So there's really been an improvement in my voice. I'm going to give some examples here in a second of singing between before and after, so you guys can see how much my voice has changed, but it's cleared up a lot.
Someday, baby, someday, darling, you're gonna miss me, ooh. But someday, baby, someday, darling, you're gonna miss me, ooh.
So overall, I would say for me this procedure was worth it. I can sleep better at night. I know that when I have, if I have an infection again, it's not going to swell up or I can't breathe. I can talk clear. I feel like I can breathe easier. It's not as hard to breathe, and that also comes in with the adenoids. For the first time ever, I can feel the air going down my nasal passage and hitting the back of my throat, which has been really weird. I have had to learn how to re-swallow, so that's been interesting and fun. Just because for so long my tonsils were doing all the work for me, and now I'm like trying to swallow. So there's been some changes I've had to go through, but I would get the surgery again, despite if I had to go back and would I change anything? No. I would do it again. Just know that if you're going to get the procedure, it's going to be bad. You're going to hurt. It's not fun. It's no fun. But if you're having bad problems with it, it's worth it. The results are worth it. So if you go through this, you may hate yourself one day and be like, I don't know why I did this, I don't know why I made this decision, but it's worth it in the end. For me, it was worth it anyway, and I hope that you guys have gotten something out of this video. I'm excited to get back on YouTube and excited to make some new videos, new content, so if you have any suggestions, please let me know in the comments. I really want to get back into this. It's something that I used to be very passionate about, and I can see myself being passionate about again now that I have the resources to do it and time to do it. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you have a great day and enjoy.